Imagine discovering the countless beaches that stretch across the stunning coastlines of Australia. Each one holds its own unique charm, offering endless opportunities for adventure, relaxation, and awe-inspiring beauty. From the soft sands of secluded coves to the vibrant shores of world-renowned surf spots, Australia's beaches invite exploration, promising an experience as vast and varied as the land itself. How many hidden gems await you along these shores? Perhaps you're intrigued by the land down under, its unique culture, and its vast, untouched landscapes. Well, stick around as we reveal this and 49 other shocking facts about Australia. Australia, the smallest continent and the sixth largest country, is situated in the southern hemisphere. It's a land of vast landscapes, from red deserts to snowy mountains, and lush rainforests to bustling cities. This continent down under is brimming with unique flora and fauna, making it a fascinating place to explore. Australia lies between the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific Ocean. Its geographical position has made it a bridge between the East and the West, allowing for a fusion of cultures that is evident in its vibrant cities. The country spans a massive 7.6 million square kilometers, making it comparable in size to the United States, excluding Alaska. The population of Australia is concentrated along the coast, where the climate is more hospitable. The vast interior, known as the Outback, is sparsely populated due to its harsh desert conditions. Of the approximately 27 million people who call Australia home, a significant number reside in cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Australia's population is as diverse as its landscapes. It's a melting pot of cultures, with people from all corners of the globe calling it home. Indigenous Australians, who have lived on the continent for over 60,000 years, make up about 3% of the population. The rest of the population is composed of descendants of British and Irish settlers, as well as immigrants from countries like Italy, Greece, China, India, and Vietnam. Despite its size, Australia's population density is one of the lowest in the world, with just over 3 people per square kilometer. This is largely due to the vast, uninhabitable landscapes in the interior of the country. But don't let the size fool you. The Australian spirit is larger than life, and the country's cultural richness and diversity are evident in every corner. In terms of population growth, Australia has seen a steady increase over the years, largely due to immigration. The country's multicultural society, high standard of living, and beautiful landscapes continue to attract people from all over the world. With a population of around 27 million, Australia is truly a diverse and vibrant continent. Australia's official currency is the Australian dollar. This currency, often symbolized by the dollar sign and an A or AU to distinguish it from other dollar-denominated currencies, is one of the most traded currencies worldwide. Why, you ask? Well, it's primarily due to Australia's strong ties with the Asia-Pacific region, along with its stable economic and political environment. The Australian dollar also plays a crucial role in the global commodities market, as Australia is a leading exporter of natural resources, including coal, iron ore, and gold. Now let's move on to something you might see fluttering high in the Australian sky, the national flag. The Australian flag is more than just a piece of fabric. It's a symbol that unites Australians and represents their shared history. The flag is a blue field with the Union Jack in the upper hoist quadrant, signifying Australia's historical ties to the United Kingdom. Beneath the Union Jack, you'll find the 7-pointed Commonwealth Star. Each point represents a state or territory of Australia, symbolizing the federation of these entities. But perhaps the most distinctive feature of the Australian flag is the Southern Cross constellation on the right side. This constellation is one of the most visible in the Southern Hemisphere, making it a fitting symbol for Australia. The Southern Cross has been used for navigation for centuries and carries significant cultural and symbolic meaning for many Indigenous Australian groups. So, the next time you see the Southern Cross constellation, whether it's in the night sky or on an Australian flag, you'll know it's a significant symbol for Australians. It represents not only their geographical location in the Southern Hemisphere, but also their rich history and the unity of their diverse states and territories. English may be Australia's primary language, but did you know there are about 160 Indigenous languages spoken here? While English is indeed the main language used in Australia, the country's linguistic landscape is incredibly diverse. This diversity is a testament to Australia's rich cultural history and its ongoing multiculturalism. Australia's original languages belong to the Indigenous people who have lived on the continent for tens of thousands of years. These 160 or so languages are incredibly diverse, with each one reflecting the unique culture and history of a different Indigenous group. Sadly, many of these languages are at risk of disappearing. Efforts are being made to preserve and revitalize them, recognizing their crucial role in Australia's cultural heritage. In addition to Indigenous languages, Australia is also home to a multitude of languages brought by immigrants. There are over 300 of these languages spoken in homes across the country, reflecting Australia's status as a proudly multicultural nation. From Italian and Greek to Mandarin and Hindi, these languages contribute to the vibrant, diverse tapestry that is Australian society. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something you might not expect: Burger King. If you're in Australia and have a hankering for a Whopper, you won't find it at a Burger King. Why? Because in Australia, Burger King is known as Hungry Jack's. This might sound strange, but there's a good reason for it. When Burger King expanded to Australia in the early 1970s, they found that their name was already registered by a local business. So they turned to their Australian franchisee, Jack Cowan, who suggested Hungry Jack's. The name stuck, and it's been that way ever since. So there you have it. Australia's linguistic diversity is a testament to its rich cultural history and multicultural society. And remember, if you're craving a Whopper in Australia, you'll have to look for a Hungry Jack's. That's just one of the many unique, fascinating aspects of this incredible country. So, if you're craving a Whopper in Australia, remember to look for a Hungry Jack's. Australia boasts over 50,000 kilometers of coastline and more than 10,685 beaches. These sandy stretches are as diverse as they are numerous, ranging from idyllic tropical paradises to rugged, wave-pounded surf spots. Australians are indeed beach enthusiasts, with these sunny shores serving as the country's backyard, playground, and sanctuary. But while the beach scene is bustling, the volcano scene is, well, non-existent. You heard it right. Australia is one of the few places on Earth without any active volcanoes. This is due to Australia's geographical location, smack dab in the middle of a tectonic plate, away from the plate boundaries where volcanic activity typically occurs. So if you're a volcano chaser, you might want to look elsewhere. But if you're a sheep enthusiast, you're in for a treat. Now picture this, a country where the sheep outnumber the people. Sounds like a woolly wonderland, right? Well, That's Australia for you. With over 75 million sheep, the country has 3 times more sheep than people. That's a lot of woolly jumpers. Australia's sheep industry is a significant part of the country's economy, with the wool and lamb industries contributing billions to the Australian economy each year. The Australian Merino, renowned worldwide for producing the finest and softest wool, is the most common sheep breed down under. But it's not just about the economy. Sheep have become an integral part of Australian culture and identity. From the iconic Sheep on a Hill sculpture in South Australia to the annual sheep racing event in New South Wales, these fluffy creatures are celebrated across the country. So, in Australia, you might not find any fiery volcanoes, but you'll find plenty of sandy beaches and a whole lot of sheep. And let's be honest, who needs a volcano when you have a beach to laze on and a flock of sheep to keep you company? With over 75 million sheep, it's no wonder Australia is known for its wool. Australia may be far from Greece, but it has the largest Greek population outside Greece. Yes, you heard that right. Australia is home to a vibrant Greek community, particularly in Melbourne, which is often referred to as the 3rd largest Greek city in the world, after Athens and Thessaloniki. Greek immigrants began arriving in Australia in large numbers during the mid-20th century, seeking a better life. Over time, they've become an integral part of Australian society, contributing to the country's cultural, economic, and social fabric. They've introduced the lively spirit of Greek culture, mouth-watering Mediterranean cuisine, and of course, the joyous Greek festivals that add a dash of Hellenic charm to the Australian calendar. Now, let's switch gears slightly and delve into a different aspect of Australian culture. A surprising fact about Australians is their love for gambling. In fact, Australia ranks high on the list of countries with the most gamblers. A staggering 72.8% of Australians participated in some form of gambling in 2022. This includes activities like lottery games, poker machines, and sports betting, among others. But it's not just about the thrill of the game. Gambling is deeply ingrained in Australian culture, often seen as a way to socialize and entertain. However, this widespread participation comes with a hefty price tag. Australians lose approximately $25 billion annually to gambling. This figure is a stark reminder of the potential downside of this popular pastime. So, there you have it. From being a home away from home for the Greek community to having a culture where gambling plays a significant role, Australia is a nation of contrasts. These elements together create a unique Australian identity, a fascinating blend of different cultures and lifestyle choices. With 72.8% of Australians participating in gambling, it's an integral part of Australian culture. Did you know that the Australian Alps receive more snow annually than Switzerland? Yes, you heard it right. Australia, known for its sun-drenched beaches and arid outback, also boasts a snowy playground. The Australian Alps, stretching across the southeastern states, receive more snowfall than the Swiss Alps. These majestic mountains are home to several ski resorts, offering a winter wonderland for locals and tourists alike. The snowfall in the Australian Alps is a testament to the country's diverse climate and geographical contrasts. Now let's switch gears from the peaks of the Australian Alps to the domain of democracy. Australia has been a pioneer in voting rights, particularly for women. It was the second country globally to grant women the right to vote, a progressive move made in the early 20th century. This decision marked a significant milestone in the global suffrage movement, contributing to the push for gender equality in politics. Voting in Australia isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. With compulsory voting in place for every citizen over the age of 18, Australia ensures that every voice is heard. This policy reflects Australia's commitment to democratic principles and active civic participation. Australia's journey towards universal suffrage wasn't easy. It took several decades of advocacy, protest, and political maneuvering to secure this fundamental right for all citizens, regardless of gender. Today, Australia's electoral system stands as a beacon of inclusivity and fairness, setting an example for other nations to follow. From the snow-capped peaks of the Australian Alps to the ballot boxes of the nation, Australia surprises and impresses at every turn. Whether you're a snow sports enthusiast or a political history buff, Australia has something for everyone. This land down under is a country of contrasts, where every twist and turn reveals a new surprise. With compulsory voting for citizens over 18, Australia takes democracy seriously. Canberra, Australia's purpose-built capital city, was designed by Walter Burley Griffin. Nestled between the country's two largest cities, Sydney and Melbourne, Canberra is often overshadowed by its more glamorous neighbors. However, its unique design and purpose make it a fascinating part of Australia's story. The city was born out of compromise, a solution to the rivalry between Sydney and Melbourne for the title of capital. As a result, Canberra was purposefully built in a location that was no closer than 100 miles from Sydney. American architect Walter Burley Griffin won the International Design Competition for the city in 1912 with his visionary plan. Canberra was designed to be a city in a garden, a concept that has been preserved throughout its growth. The layout is symbolic, with the parliamentary triangle at its heart, reflecting Australia's democratic values. It's a city where nature and urban design coexist harmoniously with a wealth of parks, gardens, and extensive bicycle paths. Now let's shift our gaze from the city to the outback, where another fascinating feature of Australia is found. The dingo fence, or dog fence, as it's sometimes called, was built in the 1880s to protect fertile lands from the predatory instincts of the Australian wild dog, the dingo. This isn't just any fence, it's the world's longest fence, stretching over 5,600 kilometers from the eastern coast of Queensland, through New South Wales, and ending in the cliffs of the Nullarbor Plain in South Australia. It's a testament to the lengths that Australians have gone to protect their sheep-rearing industry, a crucial part of the country's economy. The dingo fence stands as a stark reminder of Australia's ongoing battle with nature. It's a symbol of the country's resilience and ingenuity, a physical manifestation of the determined spirit that has shaped Australia from its earliest days. Stretching over 5,600 kilometers, the dingo fence is a testament to Australia's unique challenges. As we continue our journey, we'll discover more surprising and shocking facts about this extraordinary land down under. From the world's longest fence to more sheep than people, Australia is full of surprises. This land down under boasts an array of shocking facts that can leave anyone speechless. From the Hungry Jack's trademark issue to the annual cockroach race in Brisbane, Australia's uniqueness is unmatched. It's a country that boasts more than 10,000 beaches, but not a single active volcano. It's a place where camels imported for transportation roam wild, and kangaroos outnumber humans. It's a nation that values voting so much. It's compulsory for all citizens over 18. It's a land where you'll find the world's longest golf course and the cleanest air. So, there you have it. 50 shocking facts about Australia that leave you speechless. Tune in next time for more amazing facts about our world.